Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabbihi ajmain. Our respected speaker, Mr Anandraj Govindaraj, professors, doctors, brothers and sisters. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning, Mr Anan. To get more barakah, let us begin our session with Kitab Al-Fatihah. Okay, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. Welcome to the training on Microsoft Office PowerPoint Intermediate. I'm Dr. Wirawani, one of the Deputy Directors in CBT and the MC for today's session. So today we are really grateful to have an expert in Microsoft Office, Mr. Anand from Sunway University. Maybe I can share a little bit. Okay. So can you all see the screen? A little bit profile, about Mr. Anand. Mr. Anandraj Govindaraj obtained his Bachelor of Electronics Engineering honors majoring in telecommunication from Multimedia University. He then pursued to Master of Applied Psychology in Coaching with double credentials of a HELPS academic master degree and the professional coach certification from HELPS University. Currently, he is pursuing his PhD in education technology with a proposed title, Applying Cognitive Load Theory in Designing Physics Instruction via Mobile Augmented Reality from University Putra, Malaysia. And currently, Mr. Anand is attached to Sunway University as the Technology Enhanced Learning Coordinator, where his job includes planning and providing support for academic staff in using technical tools for teaching and learning. Maybe I also can highlight some of the awards secured by Mr. Anand, where he was awarded as at Puzzle Coach in 2019, certified as a Microsoft Innovative Educator Trainer in 2018, which was awarded after completion of a minimum of 15 hours of online training and with evidence of providing training to at least 100 educators per year on using technology in teaching and learning. And also he is an ICF ACTP Certified Professional Coach 2016. Second level coaching certification out of 3 levels obtained after the completion of 5 learning modules, which take 89 hours and at least 70 hours of coaching log demonstration. Did I mention that correctly, Mr. Anand?
Correct.
Okay. So for today's training, these are the learning objectives that we hope to achieve. At the end of this training, staff should be able to select relevant functionalities in the PowerPoint tool to enhance the user's interface features so that student engagement can be more visible, and to create PowerPoint slides that can convey information effectively to students. So we have 7 mission statements in IIUM, and if we were to map to the mission statement, this training can be mapped to the last mission statement, which is to develop an environment that instills commitment for lifelong learning and a deep sense of social responsibility among staff and students. So some important notes here. I hope that everyone will fill in the IL10 later and enroll to iTaklim for the materials, for the evaluation form, and for the link to the video recording. So that's all from me. Let me welcome Mr. Anand. Welcome, Mr. Anand. The
Thank you
platform
so
is
much,
yours.
Dr. Vira. Thank you so much. Let me share my screen first. Okay. Just 1 minute so that I can organize things here so that easier when I'm going on with the chat and so on. Okay, good morning all. Okay, so I think Dr. Vira have gone through a very long introduction about myself. So let me keep it very short. I'm Anand and currently is the TEL coordinator at Sunway University. So before we proceed with our training today, some house rules for the day here. Okay, so the first thing is kindly mute your mic when you're not speaking. So in case there is any question that you have, hold on with you first. Usually what's going to happen after every session, after every sections, like 15 minutes and so on, we'll have a Q&A session where you can bring up if you have any problems, okay? And if you couldn't follow any steps there, you can usually just raise your hand so that I can repeat back again. If let's say you skip some of the steps as I'm explaining, no worries, just let me know. I can repeat back again. And if you have any question, you can always welcome to type out the question in the chat. I am monitoring the chat. I am looking at the chat and also the presentation, so no worries about that. And I hope you guys will be actively participating on today's training and the discussions that we'll be having here. Okay, now let me make my introduction very brief here. Myself, I have a 14 years of teaching experience, and I've been with Sunway from 2010. So that marks an 11 years of myself in Sunway. I joined as a lecturer in Sunway College on 2010 here. I was teaching physics and maths. That's where exactly there's sensation of burning of learning these technologies and so on happens, where at that moment we'll have this thing of appraisal, right, every year. So that part of the appraisal was you must have used some technology. So every lectures will be using a technology, but usually, right, they will use it. This is what happened in 2010, right? I think all of us would have gone through the same thing. That was like very long back, very less use of technology. Usually we'll be going with a PowerPoint and so on. We don't use any much tools there. So usually the lectures will be just using one or twice just to show in the appraisal. But I start thinking here, I do see a lot of benefits by using these technology tools here, whether it's Kahoot, that moments, or Padlet was there, that moment, Edpuzzles, and so on. So these are some tools that I start using at that moment there. And slowly I do see there's a lot of advantage, benefits of using technologies in the classroom, especially with the current students' mindset that they have, right? So that's where I start learning more of these tools and so on. So that after that, I took the role of a coordinator at the same Sunway College at the OSMET department as education technology. So some of my achievement as educational technology role coordinator at the Sunway College before I joined the university, where the school wins an best smart school award here. So this is basically not a 1 year plan that lets us to win this award. There was like 4 years of planning, of going stage by stage. The first one, that's where my coaching skills comes in and so on. So basically we coach each and every teachers. We have a department meeting, then subject meetings, then individual coaching, me going into their classrooms, giving them my expertise to them, and so on, improvising the lesson plan. So that is going to be more technology based at the same time. More, it's not about technology, it's all about students engagement, and with that technologies, student engagement becomes better. And all this happens before the COVID itself, where even around 2019 we already moving on a wireless classroom kind of thing, where the lecturer is able to carry a tablet and walk around in the class while presenting in the projector. So these are the things, some of the initiative was happening that guide us towards the win of this best smart school. In 2020, I've moved to the university, and currently I'm the TEL coordinator under the university here. Now, back to our topic today on PowerPoint Intermediate. Before even we go into the content of our training today, have anyone heard about this term of depth of PowerPoint? You can reply or you can unmute yourself. It's called, it's a very known term for in a PowerPoint. Have anyone heard about this term here, depth by PowerPoint?
Yeah, I think, yes.
Yes, some of you have heard it. Okay. Now, what is this depth by PowerPoint is all about? It's basically a phenomenon caused by the poor use of this very powerful presentation software, PowerPoint here. And the key contributors to this depth of PowerPoint here, right, is including confusing graphics with slides, too much of information, too much of wordings, and too many slides, infographics that is confusing. These are all called as a depth by PowerPoint. One good example here, right? When I was a student, this is second year of my engineering, that's electronics too. You know the subject, it's why, right? If anyone here is teaching electronics, at that moment I felt that subject is so difficult, electronics, you see. So what happened, this lecturer, he's a very good knowledgeable person, but then when he comes to the class, his slides going to be a very boring white slides. It's basically a background with a white, and there's a lot of words, a lot of formulas, a lot of graphs and so on. So when I look at it, basically when you go to the class, you go with a lot of enthusiasm to learn on that day, right? But at the moment, after 15-20 minutes, that's where you get lost with the slides. He starts reading from the slides because all the information in front of him, and that's where you might seen this, or you might have also experienced. As a student, I'm guilty about it, but I do that. I did that once, where I start taking my phones and using my phones in the classroom. You may have done that, or you might have seen your students doing that. And some, if it's an afternoon session, that's it. Students start falling asleep and so on. So all this happens, and that is what we call as a depth by PowerPoint. But this lecture is really good. His knowledge is good, but just the delivery part. But he always says in the classroom, this is what he always says. I know my slides are boring, but the subject is as such, so I can't do much. This is what I can give you. So we all buy that actually. But then the following semester, there's another subject called as same electronics too. Now it's electronics 3. You know, when the name itself, you know, it's going to be more difficult, right? But this lecture made the whole subject so easy, so engaging the classroom and so on. So what he did was, there's no much word in the slides, where indeed what he do is there's a lot of animations coming up, some jokes there in his slides, and then he has the key points there being highlighted. He didn't copy paste the whole thing from the textbook, and there's a lot of empty space for us to copy, and he made the whole class very engaging. And it's much more easier to learn electronics 3 rather than electronics 2. That's what I felt. But indeed, electronics 3 is going to be more difficult and so on. Exactly, Mr. Zian, when online is going to be a double that, exactly. Right? So that's where I start understanding it's not about the topic. We always have the thing, or this subject, I can't do much. This is all I can do. It's all going to be wording. It's a very theory-based. It's going to be wording. Not exactly. If you're able to plan it carefully, then what happens, we can exactly eliminate this depth by PowerPoint here. So these are things I was telling you here, like lecturers just reading from the slides, or there's many slides there, very confusing and so on. So these are things we are trying to look at, okay, and how we can exactly improvise our presentation slides, as it's going to be easier for students, at the same time more engaging for them. Okay, now based from my experience, based on what I've learned, what I've seen and so on, I think these are the 3 concepts that I always keep in mind when creating my presentation. I always try to give a compelling structure to your presentation. It's not only about telling the students about your learning outcomes for the day, but giving them the bird's eye view of what we will be teaching for the whole day. They're able to see everything in the one slide, and then later you break into one by one of the slide. Keep your slides simple, not many clutters. If you have many information, break it into a few slides. Okay, try not to put a lot of words, and animations and so on going to really help here. And again, the third one is not only about the slides, it's how we keep them engaged with quiz, questions between, and so on. Now, so my activities today, or on this PowerPoint intermediate session, we're exactly going to look how we can make our structure of the presentation of the PowerPoint more compelling. Of course, I have my own slides that we'll be using for editing, and perhaps then we can look how we can improvise in the coming trainings if we have one later. Now, so these are the 5 things that I'll be covering for the day. We're going to look on the first one, which is the align and distribute tool. So if I go into align and distribute tool, what exactly we're going to learn under this tool here? Usually sometimes, right, we have a lot of objects that you have placed in the slides. Let's say you want to create a flow diagram. But after you place them, right, let's say you want to arrange them, align them perfectly. But it's going to be difficult. You're going to move one and then adjust. You have to see the space between them. This might not be same. You got to bring it close. Then you say, tak sama. Then you adjust back again. So I will be teaching on the first part here. PowerPoint includes a number of alignment commands here that allows you to easily arrange your object. So that's the first thing that we're going to look into. This is what I'm saying. Later, I'll give you a slide which has all these points everywhere. Then we're going to learn how to arrange it. Okay, I will tell you which slides to use in a while. Next, we're going to look about forward and backward tool. So what is this forward and backward tool? Let's say you have a lot of information there. How are we going to arrange the information? Which one comes in front? Which one goes in the back? Okay, and so on. As I'm going through this slide, I will also teach you to select the colors according to your theme. So I will also go through that in a while. So this is how your final slide will look like. But again, I'll show you how does the horror slide look like. That means the one you're going to edit yourself. Okay, so that's the second tool that we'll be learning for today. And third one, we're going to learn about shapes. Of course, every one of you have used shapes where you put a box, you put a diagram, you create a box to type a text there and so on. So why shapes are exactly an excellent way to add interest to your presentation. That color contrast that you're going to have here, it's going to exactly add some interest here. And PowerPoint exactly has many different shapes given to you, but we're going to take these steps further by utilizing the shape to highlight or to bring attention to specific section of a slide. So what do I mean by that? Example here. So let's say this guy is standing and I want to just highlight this guy here. Yeah? So when I click on the slide, what's going to happen? Look at that. Exactly what happens here. The guy was highlighted. The background becomes black and white. Of course, we're not going to highlight an image of a person in a real case here, but you might have some information in the slide, maybe a flow diagram that you want to exactly highlight certain parts of the flow diagram as you move from one slide to another to bring the attention of the student to that particular part of the slide. Then this tool will be useful. Okay. Next, we also going to learn something simple. Then we're going to look about embedding videos. And this is where I'm going to add a video and so on. So I'll show you how to add a video. I think quite a number of you would have known how to do this. Okay. And I'm going to play this video here. And the last one is about slide transition here. If you guys observe, is there some difference in the way I'm moving from one slide to another slide in PowerPoint? Or is it a similar way that we always create in a PowerPoint? If I can see some reply in the chat, there's some difference, right? Yes, Izian. How about the rest? So what happens here? In my slides here, I try not to go with that normal flow, what we call that the flow from one slide to another slide to another slide and so on. But what I've done here, basically previously this can be only done with Prezi. When I started around 2012, Prezi was introduced and Prezi can do this thing here. But PowerPoint not able to do this job at that moment. But PowerPoint 2016 onwards has this function here where you can exactly have the zooming effect as though one slide coming in, another slide is going out and so on. And this gives me an decision for myself, where am I heading my presentation to? I don't need to follow slide by slide. I can start with align, and then maybe I want to go to slide transition, and then I can skip to find the shapes and so on. So that is what we're going to look on a slide transition here. So these are the 5 different things that we will be covering for today's activities. If we're able to cover all this within the time, then I'm going to have another activity too, where we're going to combine all what you have learned and create one slides for us to present. But that depends on how much time do we have after we learn all these 5 different tools here. Yeah, that's what exactly I also feel with the Prezi. What happens here, the way it moves, right? It goes in, comes out. I was a very active user of Prezi when it comes out. I think it's around 2011, but slowly I stop using it. At one point, what happens then, I even stopped using PowerPoint. I went to use OneNote. And currently, I'm also using Miro, mostly on a Miro rather than even a PowerPoint. So it's again a transition. As you learn one tool, you feel another one is better, then you try out, or you compare, you see which is better, and then so on. But one best way to start your learning, of course, is a PowerPoint. And many different things can be done with a PowerPoint itself. Okay, keeping that all this aside, let me stop this presentation here. And then perhaps you guys would have received a folder with a lot of 3 files, actually, not a lot of files, but 3 files. Dr. Mira, everyone has the access to all 3 files, right?
Yes, yes. They're
Okay.
supposed to self-enroll to iTalim, and they can download all the files.
Okay. Thank you so much. So if you look on the PowerPoint, I've given you 2 different PowerPoint slides. One is called as an intermediate workshop in a bracket edited. Edited is the one I was using for my presentation just now. But what we're going to use for our training purpose today is we're going to use the raw file here. So kindly open the raw file. So what we have in this raw file here is it's all going to be an part that you're going to edit. Like just now, remember, we want to align, right? It's not aligned, so we're going to align it. If you look on this forward, backward, it's not aligned. It's all everywhere. We're going to exactly bring it to the point that we want. And then after that, we also want to change the color. This one, you don't have the zooming, the effect of concentrating on one point of a slide. We don't have that. And embedding video, we don't have the video yet, and so on. So we're going to start doing one by one of this. So everyone, kindly open up this slides here so that we can use this for our training purpose today. Maybe I can give you like 1 or 2 minutes to settle down with this if you have not downloaded. The file is called as PowerPoint Intermediate Workshop Raw. There's going to be a raw word there. Kindly open that, and then we'll continue.
I tried to open the iTalim, but then enroll, but then which part is the file?
You need to go to below. There is a part where we wrote training materials.
Training material.
Yes.
Dr. Vila, can I attach it to the Zoom itself now? Is it possible? Is it okay?
Sorry?
Can I put it under the Zoom now, the file?
It's okay. No problem.
Right? Can, right? Okay. In case you guys couldn't access that, you can always download from this chat there. I've already uploaded the PowerPoint.
Training material. It's a slide for the training, is it? It's only slide.
Yes. Yeah. So the slides for training, inside there's 2 files. Raw and
okay. 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 Thank you.
Okay, have everyone opened the file? Okay, great. Now, so let's move to our first activity on aligning and distributing the tool here. So usually what will happen in the raw file, I'll have the steps at the bottom so that in case if you missed out, you can always follow me. Yeah? So the first thing, what we're going to do here, we have a few shapes there, point 1, point 2. Let's say you have some flow diagram. Yeah? Then you want to arrange them accordingly in the middle, and then you're going to make them to be aligned between each other, distributed evenly between them horizontally. So the first thing here is to select all the shapes here. To select is going to be shift, and then you left click on each and every shapes here. Press shift. While you are pressing shift, click left click 1, left click 2, left click 3, left click 4, left click 5, left click 6. Okay, so select all the shapes. Sometimes you can just drag and select, but it's everywhere in the slides. You might select objects that you don't want to include in the alignment here. So that's why I select one by one. Let me show you again. Select shift in your keyboard, and then left click to select the objects, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, point 6. Okay, once I have selected, the next thing here is to align them. To align them, the moment you select, right, you will have this button on the top called as a shape format. It might look slightly different. I'm using Office 365. Some of you might be using Office 2019, but whatever Office that you're using, the shape format will be still there. Select the shape format. And under the shape format, look for align button. If you're using Office 365, then it's going to be at this position here. Select align. The first thing we want to align them in the middle, right? So select align and then align middle. Okay, this is exactly going to align them to the middle here. But the only problem, even though they have been aligned in the middle, the distance between them are not distributed evenly yet. Okay, of course, you can move one by one, trying to guess what is the even distribution here. Or another way, still by selecting all the shapes here, go back to the align and then select distribute horizontally. That's exactly going to bring all the objects to be distributed horizontally, evenly, and also placed in the middle of the slide. Okay, so let me repeat back in. I always repeat every step twice. Sorry if you are following very fast, but I'm just worried if anyone here couldn't follow, so always I repeat twice. So if you missed out the first round, let me teach you again. Select Shift key in your keyboard and then press, select each and every objects that you have, shapes that you have. So object 1, object 2, while pressing the Shift key here, point 3, point 4, point 5, point 6. You see, when I'm selecting, right, if you look here, my keypad is still, oh, I can't because I have a background there, so I can't show you my keypad. Okay, never mind. So just select all the 6 points there. Once I've selected whatever that you want to align, okay, make sure only select the one you want to align. Then go to shape format. Look for align. The align might not be here for you if you're using a different PowerPoint, different version, but you still should have align somewhere in this tab here. So I'm not so sure on the Shift key left here, but I can try it out and let you know what during the break. Okay, then what happens here, go to align. Okay, and then what happens here, initially you align them to the middle. It brings all the objects to the middle. Then what happens, you align them, distribute them horizontally. That means you want them evenly spaced, and there you go. Let me try what you said just now. Shift key plus left. Shift key plus left, you know, but what is Control plus left? Control plus left. Control plus left is also able to select the objects. I don't see any difference. Yes, both can select. But I always use Shift plus Shift plus left. But again, thanks, Sazlan. I think I learned something new today too. That both has the same kind of experience. Okay, so try to complete this activity and let me know if you have any problem, if you have any issues. Some of this is going to be quite fast, some going to be slightly slower. So this first activity is quite fast. If you've done, it'll be good if you can just raise your hand there so that I can see how many of you have completed. Okay, great. Let me wait for the rest. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself to ask me, or you can type it out in the chat regarding this align and distributing tools here. A very simple tool, but very powerful, I feel, because we waste a lot of time aligning them, right, usually. So that's why I thought, okay, let's show this one steps here that's going to make our life easier when you're creating the slides, since we use a lot of objects in our slides.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I did the step for align and then distribute horizontally. However, the distribution is not evenly like yours.
Miss, did you align them to the middle first before distributing horizontally?
Oh, middle first. Okay. I think
Yeah,
I missed that step.
Yeah,
Right,
correct.
let me
You wanted
try.
to put everything in the middle, then only align them. If you, without aligning to middle, you want to distribute horizontally, then it should be up and down already. So make sure follow the step. Align to middle, then only distribute horizontally. So perhaps after this workshop, right, you can try out the other alignment that you have, play around. I'm just showing you one of it, that this tool exists for you guys to go back and learn yourself. So aligning here, there's a lot of art. You can align everything to the left if you want. If I click on align center, it's exactly bring everything to one point. And if I'm clicking align to the left, it's going to bring everything to the left. Okay. And if I'm going to align everything to the top, okay, Control Z first. If I align everything to the top, then it's going to bring everything to the top actually, but it didn't work here because it's selected only that part. So that's how you play around and see what happens on each and every alignment here.
Sorry, Anand.
Yes,
Mr. Sorry. At first, mine after Acrobat, at first they have, I think, after Acrobat, they have formats, right?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm quite, and then mine is a bit different. And then I click something. Now they there's no even the format.
Okay. Did you select object? Usually, right, the format wouldn't be there.
After select.
Only when you select, look at here. When you
Okay.
select, that's when the shape format will appear. Or else it wouldn't appear.
Okay, and then I've okay.
Selected.
Okay, it's a format. When I click format, so I cannot see where's the align.
Okay, do you want to share your screen quickly so that I can
Okay,
rectify
thank
your
you.
issue?
Thank you. Yes, sorry for this.
No problem, no problem. That's why I said the PowerPoint training problem here is we might be using a different kind of version. So
okay,
I'm fully aware about this.
I think I need the sharing.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
I stop sharing first. Okay, try to share now.
Oops, sorry. Okay.
Okay, this is I think 2016 or 2019. Okay, click on the format there. It's not there, yeah. Okay. Okay, then what you do here? Can you go under files?
File.
Hold on here. Look for options. File. Click on files.
Okay.
I can't see the drop down options at the bottom there.
Okay.
And then something will appear. Go to quick access toolbar.
Quick access toolbar. Okay, sorry. Right.
Okay. You may want to add on this look for align tool there. Look for align tool. Align. Is it there? Okay. Go down a bit. Kenapa align tu tak ada langsung ya? Supposedly you should have the align. Oh, go to the popular commands there on the top. Change it to all commands. All commands. Okay, now look for align tool. I think it's somewhere there on the top. I saw just now align. Some more up. Do you want to go for all the line up a bit? Okay, a bit more up. Okay, you don't have everything together. Okay, that means you have to select all the align one by one. Perhaps for now, right, you can just bring in the two align that we need, which is align object middle and align distribute horizontally.
Okay, I click this.
Okay. Click that, add to the select add.
Okay.
Now you got to look for distribute horizontally. Usually it will be, can you click?
And then, sorry, I think align object covers all, right?
Yeah, correct. This is basically wouldn't have this problem usually, but one or two. But do you get an idea what you need to do here? You just need to find the distribute here, and then maybe perhaps you want to close now so that I can show you where does this align objects immediately. Okay, first select okay at the bottom. Select okay at the bottom.
Just wait.
At the bottom, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now, if you go on the top there, you see the name PPT intermediate there on the left hand side. Exactly more higher top. Some more up there. Go to your left. Go to your left. Okay. That is your align middle point. If you click on it, yeah, correct. Yes. Click on it. Can you click that? There you go. So you got to find the I don't know why is it not here at all. It's supposed to be hidden somewhere, but I don't know where is it hidden. But again, this is how you can bring up some of the tools that is missing now. So you got to go and find out and so on.
All right.
Okay.
I will stop share. So you
yeah.
can proceed.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let me share back my screen. Give me a minute. Okay, so we are done with the first distributing tools here. Again, the problem or the challenges that we may have for this whole training here is where to find the buttons. Why? Because if you're using Office 365 version, then all of us going to be in the same scene. But if you're using 2019, going to be somewhere same. But if you're using 2016, then some of these tools is there still, but it might be in a different place and so on. Okay, but I'll try to help as much as possible in that case. Now let's move to our next tool if there is no any problem on this. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to learn here is forward and backward tool. Again, yeah, if as we have some issues here, if anyone else have a better solution, please do share it in the chat, because again, as much as I know how to use the PowerPoint, I'm also learning many different tools. So my mind is everywhere. I might have missed out some easy steps because you might be, even though you are a person who is using PowerPoint every day in your lessons and so on. I don't actually. I actually stopped using PowerPoint for a quite long time already. But here and there, whenever there's a training, I still update myself with trainings and so on. So that's where I learn myself. I also learn from my participants who give me some clues here and there from their experience. So please do help me. If anything that you find out, hey, there's another best way of solving this, please do put it in the chat, or please help your colleague itself so that we all can learn together. Okay. This is how we have to go with this learning online. It has to be together rather than just one person. Now, what is this forward backward tool, right? If you look on the raw file, this is what I have given you. But what in the end that we want to achieve here, let me show you what we want to achieve in the end. We want it to be some sort like this. Let me make this bigger. So if you look on this, I've bring all these shapes behind. I've changed the color, but did you recognize the colors exactly matching with the image, right? Did you observe that? The colors are kind of, hey, you have some similar colors there. How did you get the same color? So these are things that we're going to do so that it matches with the color and the themes and so on. So this exactly gives you, imagine you have this slide And this slide given to the student, which one do you think will attract the students, give them more of a learning experience where they concentrate more? Of course, the second one, right? So that's where the colors plays the role here. I know some, okay, this is some facts that I want to share. Nothing related to the slide, just a very quick thing that I came across. I was reading some, what we call, some research on this PowerPoints and so on. And they said that, one of the points is, right, try not to use the bullet points. All of us use bullet points everywhere, right? We use bullet points every single thing. But that researcher says bullet points exactly will reduce the students' attention in the classroom. Indeed, use some boxes like this, and then put the text there. That exactly will able to increase the engagement. The research also says that, okay, if I can find, I'll find for you and share it with you, the research. Remember, under this design here, you have a lot of templates, right? Correct or not? We all use the templates, right? And that research says don't use the templates. Don't use the templates. But I don't agree. I don't totally agree with that. But this is just sharing what I read. But indeed, even last time, I don't use any of this templates here. I usually design my own one. Every single slides will have a different way of presenting, but there is a theme there between one to another one. And usually they'll say use a contrast color and so on. And I'm not a person who uses contrast color. If you see, my colors are still dull a bit not so bright and so on. But usually I've read some article which says use of bright colors, but I don't do that. Maybe it's you got to see which one you prefer. I prefer subtle colors as such. So just a quick one, yeah. So this is what we want to achieve today in the end for the activity 2. So for that, let's move back to our raw slides. Okay, this is the raw slides. The first thing that we have in the raw slides here, we have all these objects in front, right? All the shapes in front. So how do we send this to the back? I think this one, most of us would have used it before, right? Again, press shift, select all the objects here. Select all the objects that you want to send it to the back or bring it to the front, because I have quite a number of objects here, right? If you look what happens here, now the image is at the back, and the box here, the blue color box, is exactly in front. So it's somewhere here. So we want to bring the boxes here, the words at the back. Okay, so therefore what you do here, you select this, and then once you have selected, just click to send to back. Okay, send to back, you have two now. One is send to back, one is send backward. Send backwards, you're sending one by one stage. So let's say you have 5 objects, you're sending one object at the back, and then another one more here, another one more here, and so on. But when you click send to back, it's straight away going to send to the final layer of your PowerPoint itself. That's how it works. So I'm going to click send to back. So when I click on send to back, what happens? Everything is being organized to the back. Let me show you again. Control Z. Select the object. To select is the same thing, shift or control. Select each one of the object that you want to bring it to the back. Don't wrongly select the words. Just select the objects. And then what happens? Right click this time. Previously we left click, right? Now we right click. Once you right click, just select send to back. I think Romzi, thank you so much. Swazlan is here actually under the home arrange, and then you have under align here. Home arrange align. Thank you so much. That's why I said as much as know things, but there's many things that I don't know yet. What I've learned is just a very small portion of the whole PowerPoint, I guess. Okay, so once you're here, so I've brought the layer at the back, but again, yeah, if you look on my basic one, I have brought this gray color is exactly at the most behind, right? It's exactly at the behind, this gray box here. It was exactly behind here. So how do I arrange that back again? This one, I'm going to select this gray shape here, and then right click again. I'm going to send it to the back again, to the most back. So there you go. Now the gray shape have gone to the most back here. I want to do some arrangement. I want to try to organize this to the middle. Okay, this one, I'm not going to use the align tool, but I'm just going to place it somewhere here. Okay. Of course, you can also align using the align tool. Just select, but then it's going to be a bit difficult because you want to place it within the box, right? So you got to look for the red line and then place it there. Okay, any questions up to here? The next one, I want to try to align this circles here. I'll just play around, just bring it over around and so on. I'm going to place the circles here so that it's aligned to each other. Maybe perhaps I'm going to place it here first. And then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to align them to the middle. Okay, I'm going to align them to the middle. So I'm going to select each one of this, shift, select, shift, select, shift, select, shift, select, and then go back to the shape format. And then that's exactly under align. And then I'm going to align it to the middle. Oh, it's not aligned to middle. Sorry, Control Z. It's distribute. Sorry, it's going to be distribute vertically. Not mistaken. Distribute vertically. There you go. When I distribute vertically, it's somewhere there. But again, then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move this slightly up. I'm just trying to organize it so that it's all similar space between them. Move this a bit, and there we go. Move this too. So just play around with the aligning button and moving around, bringing them forward and back, and so that we have the similar arrangement first. Any issues, do let me know to organize them. Okay. So let's say like I only have 3 different texts there, but I want to add another one more text. So that's going to be quite easy. If you're creating from the scratch, then you got to go to the draw. Sorry, you have to go to the home. Okay, sorry, you have to go to the insert and then go to the rectangle shape and then create the rectangle shape. That's how I add the rectangle shape here. But now since I already created one, what I need to do here is just control, select the objects. Okay, I'm going to select all this object here. And then what happens here, once I've selected all the objects here, I'm going to Control C, then Control V. That exactly going to create a duplicate of it, and then I can place it here. That's the easiest way to duplicate. Control C, Control V. Let me show you again. Delete. Let's say I'm going to have another one more layer of an information. So I select everything that I have on this layer. So I select the box behind, I select the wording text, I select the text, I select the box at the back. So I have 4 things that I've selected. Once I've selected, to select is very easy, Shift, left click. Then once I've selected, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and then you just bring it and place it up there. Okay, there you go. But now, when I place it there, remember this one is not at the back, so I want to bring it to the back first. So bring to back. But when I bring to back, here I want it to be in front, right? Then select this back again, select the gray color, send it to the back. So that's how you organize, you create new one, new text, new boxes, and so on. So I try not to use these normal. I can always put this as a bullet points, right? Accountability, and then another one, common goal setting, student role. But here what I did, I created like a shapes and then start putting each and every information. There's one image that exactly related. Okay, make sure the image is related to what you're showing. In my case, it might not be related, but I'm just showing you some example. Any questions, any helps you need on this part? Okay. Thanks, Ms. No. Anyone else have any questions? Now, so let's move to the same slide here. How do I now change the colors? Of course, we can click on each and every object here. After that, I will right click. Usually shape fill can do that, but usually I'll right click and then I'll go to the format shape. Let me show you again. Of course, you can use the fill. When you right click itself, you'll have the fill button there, and then you can fill in. Okay, let's use this this way here. So right click, fill, and then you can exactly choose any colors here. Example, orange, and then go here for the next one. You select the color. You maybe want to fill it a different color here, maybe green, and then another one. Go back, right click, and then select fill. Place another color here, perhaps blue and so on. But again, I want to try to use colors which matches with the image. So what do I do here? Okay, I'm not so sure how many of you knows about this trick here. When you select the fill here, rather than selecting the color, we go for eyedropper. We select eyedropper. Okay, so we don't choose the color itself. We go to the eyedropper and then we go to the image and select any colors that you want to choose here. So example, maybe I want the color of the table. So I go to somewhere dark position of the table and there you go, change to the color of the table. Okay, now the next one here, perhaps I want to change it to again fill, and then I go to the eyedropper and perhaps I want to take this color of the girl's t-shirt here. There you go. And then the next one, I go back here, fill, and perhaps this time I want to choose another different color, perhaps the gray here, maybe a slight gray. I want something gray a bit. Okay, there you go. And the last one more color that I need to choose. Again, go here and fill. Under the fill, select eyedropper, and perhaps this time I want to select the blue. Doesn't suit. Maybe I want to go to something a bit lighter. I already have that color there. Okay, now blue gray doesn't match. Okay, there you go. Done. Okay, but the color, the last one is quite very blunder, so maybe I want to change back this color again. So select fill, and then eyedropper, you select any of the different colors that you have. Okay, done. Once you have selected the color, right, what happens now? You don't need to go and select again. When you click, or if you want to fill the same color to another object, okay, when you click the object, what's going to happen here? When you go to the fill, you will have all the reason colors that you have used. So just select back the reason color that you have used before. So I use the same color here. Go back here and then fill. I've used the similar color here before. Go back here, select fill, and then select the gray color that we have used it, similar color. And the last one, oops, didn't work just now. Okay, done. So that's how I achieve a similar. How do you change the whole alignment, the colors, and so on? Play around. Perhaps let me know if you have any issues on this, and then I can help you on solving the issues here. Perhaps 5 minutes on this. Anyone wants me to go through again? Any parts that's not so clear? Okay, Catherine, no problem. Let me control Z everything. That's the maximum I can. Okay, initially all this was in front, right? So I'm going to bring it to the front. Okay, it was something like this initially. So what happens here? Firstly, I want to bring all these blue shapes to the back. So all you have to do here is shift, select the shapes. Okay, once you have selected the shape, right click, and then click on send to back. That exactly going to bring everything to the back there. Okay, but again, however, at this point, this box here, I want it to be at the most behind. So again, I'm going to click this shape, gray shape here, and then I'm going to click again send to back. So this is what I have now. If let's say I want to create another new box, I don't need to go to the shape and draw another shape here. Sorry, I don't need to go to the insert shape and insert another new shape. I just need to copy paste. So shift select, select the wording, select the circle, select the text in the circle, and then Control C, Control V. And once Control C, Control V, I just push it up until I see a similar position with the previous one. Okay, there you go. Done. But again, this one is in front. So select again, send it to the back. Then the gray, right click again, send to back. Now, Catherine, is everything okay up to this point, Miss Catherine? Okay, great. Now about changing the colors. Okay, about changing the colors. So again, right click and then go to the fill. You can always select the colors, but now I want something that matching with my theme of my picture here. So I go to the eyedropper. And once you click the eyedropper, just choose any colors. Just go to any of the points, maybe the t-shirt of the girl here. There you go. It becomes the color of the t-shirt. And then the next one here, I'm going to select again and then go to fill, select fill, eyedropper tool, and perhaps this time I'm going to choose the color of the table. There you go. Next, the next one. Go to shape, fill, eyedropper. Perhaps I want to choose the color of the jeans here. Oh, too dark. No, let's change it to something lighter. So go back here again, fill, and eyedropper. I want something a light gray here. Okay, this is better a bit and still dark, but never mind. And the last one here, go here, fill, eyedropper, and then perhaps I want to choose a lighter gray here. There you go. This one, ignore it. Oops. There is it. I don't want any fill for this. Okay, there you go. And I can now, for the rest of the circles here, right? I can click on it. I no need to choose the eyedropper. If you go under the reason colors, you'll see the similar colors there already. So the similar colors that I've used. So you can use that as your theme color for the whole slide already. So that's how I create my colors first. I choose my colors similar to the image, and then I try to use a similar color for every slide. So if you look after that, I'm using the same theme, the 4 or 5 different color themes here. Okay, fill here, and then similar color, I guess that's this one, and the last one here, fill, reason color style. There you go. Okay, welcome, Miss Catherine. Okay, 1 or 2 minutes on this before we move to the next activity. I hope this eyedropper tool is something going to be very useful. Again, this is one tool that I always use to make sure the color themes are there, similar and so on. It makes my life easier, right? Rather than you go there and you start selecting, trying one by one color, nak guna warna apa, then you go fill up, you use different colors and so on. And usually when you look here, the themes here, usually the standard colors that they give you is very limited unless you go and dig further to find the best color. So this is one way of finding the best color that you can use here. Now, if this is fine, is everyone is okay? Can we move to the next step? Perhaps can I see some thumbs and some saying that it's okay, good to go for the next section? Or if you have any questions, do ask me before we move to the next more interesting tool, but then slightly difficult. More interesting tool, but going to be slightly difficult. Okay, so let's move to the next tool here, which is fun with shapes here. So again, what you have here is just one image, and if I open it, nothing going to happen to the image. When in the presentation skill, nothing is happening. It's just going to the next slide here. Now, what we want to achieve, let me open what we want to achieve here. We want to achieve something like this, where when I click on the slides, it's going to highlight certain section of the video of my presentation slides by making or blurring the background. So that's what exactly we're going to see here. The use of it, let's say you have a lot of images, let's say you have some flow charts, but you want to go one by one. You want to start highlighting. So you can exactly use this tool here. Okay. But however, for our demo purpose, I have highlighted this guy here, which is standing and presenting. Okay. Now, so how do we do that? The steps are quite long, but again, after you try two or three rounds, then it's going to be easier. Total, there's 7 steps that you need to follow to achieve this. Okay. It's not very direct. But again, you may want to try to use one or twice, see whether how useful it is. This is the only steps that I feel is a bit longer like in all my trainings, but I feel it's useful, so I just want to go through with you all. Now, first thing, if you only have one image here, right? You only have one image here. So first thing that we want to do here is we want to duplicate the image that you have here. How do you duplicate? Very easy. Make sure you click on the image, right? Left click on the image, or just click on the image, Control C, Control V. And there you go, you have the image there already. Now, can everyone do the first step? Let me show you the first step. Let me go through one by one step here. So just select the image, then Control C, Control V. You will have a duplicate of the image. Since there's a many steps, I will wait for you once you have done step number 1. Okay, so I hope everyone done with step number 1. Step number 2 here is we want to ensure both the images here is overlapping each other, putting them under each other. That means they are not like slightly away from each other. They are exactly overlapping. They are exactly on the top of each other or under each other. So what we want to do here, this is something that you got to move the image on the top, move it until it's exactly on the top. So usually you will see the red lines. That means it's already aligned already. Okay, move until you see the red dot lines on the left, right, and so on. That means it's already aligned already. Look at that. There's 2 images. We have 2 images. I'm going to move the image on the top to be aligned exactly on the top of the first image. How do I know it's already aligned? You see the red dots everywhere, means it's already aligned. And then I release my mouse. Let's complete the step 2 before we go to step number 3. Okay, everyone done step 2, yeah? Now, what is step number 3? Step number 3, where we want to insert a shape to the to our image here, the shape is where we're going to highlight. The shape is exactly the highlight part. Remember just now you see a circle, right? That's exactly where I'm going to highlight here. So how to insert a shape? I think all of you know, you go to insert shape, select the circle or the square or rectangle, whatever is it, and place on the area to be highlighted. In this case, I'm going to go to insert shape. I'm going to select oval, but doesn't mean you have to select oval. You can select any shape. You can even have a triangle, any shapes that you want, rectangle or anything. And then once you select, I'm going to draw an oval or a circle shape exactly covering him. And I'm going to drag it to cover his face. This is the section that I want to highlight. So I'm going to make it as big as possible. I want to cover his hand too. And there you go. Okay, done. Okay. That's step number 3. Again, let me show you step number 3. Step number 3 is about inserting a shape. This shape is the part that's going to be highlighted. How to insert the shape? Very easy. Just go to insert shapes. Go to the any of the shapes, select any of the shape and draw it on the top. That's all. That is step number 3. Okay, now that's quite easy, right? Step number 3. Now, what is step number 4? Can I move? Anyone has any issues up to step number 3? Perhaps after you've done one round, right? Step 1 to 7, you delete everything and we do back again. I'm going to give you like 5-10 minutes to play around again. So step number 4 is select the object to be highlighted, followed by the shape. Okay, this is very important, yeah? Look at the terms here. Which one must be selected? Which the object that you want to highlight? Which one you want to highlight here? You want to highlight the man, right? So that's the object. You must select the object, then only the shape. If you select the shape and the object, it's not going to work. Okay, let me repeat that again. You must select the object that you want to highlight. In my case, I want to highlight the man. So I'll select the man picture first and then only the shape. But if you select it the other way around, this thing not going to work. So go back here, shift, select the background image, which is the man's image, and then I select the shape. Select the back shape, then the image. Must follow the sequence here. I've tried the other way around, it didn't work. Okay. After that, if you look on the next step here, select shape format, merge shapes, combine. Go back to, let me select back again, select the shape, select the background image, and then the shape, then go to shape format, and after that, under shape format, look for merge shapes, shape format, merge shapes, and then select combine. Okay, let me go through again, Control Z. Select the background image first, select the shape. Once you're done, go to shape format and then go to merge shapes. Okay, and then select combine. The moment you select combine, right, you see nothing happens. Everything goes like a normal. You don't see there's a 2 image or nothing there, right? Okay, fine. It's okay. We're going to go one more step ahead for us to see the effect here. The next step here, we want to select the background image and change the color of the image itself. So how to do that? We have steps number 6, or let me show you. I select the background image again, just the background image this time. Go to picture format. Then under picture format, I select color. And here, I'm going to make my image to be black and white. So perhaps I'm going to go and select this. This is a blue-gray text color too dark. Okay, this is what I'm using. I can even use this, but this wouldn't give a lot of effect. Can you see there's not much effect, right? So you see which one gives you, which gray gives you a lot of effect. So this one, okay. This one is quite good. So I'm going to select this. Done. Is everyone okay up to 3 or up to this, or you guys are lost?
I cannot merge.
The merge tool is not there, or
I think I'm not sure.
Romzi, maybe you want to share your screen? Let me see.
Okay.
This
Okay.
one, I'm not so sure whether it's available in your
Okay.
version or not. But let me see. Because
Alright.
2019, yes, they have. But I think yours is 2000. I'm not so sure 2019 or 16. Perhaps I'll stop sharing first.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
No problem, Mr. Ramzi. It's okay, yeah. If you couldn't follow, then I can, okay. Maybe can you reselect again?
Okay,
Just click anywhere, okay. Select the background.
here and
Pass
here.
to issue, okay. Then go to format.
This one, hold on,
Try first. I don't know which one is format picture, but never mind. Just click on the format. No, not this. Another format. There's another
one?
format. Okay, not this. There's another format. The next one.
Oh, two. Okay.
Oh, wait. Not this also. Back to the previous format. Sorry. Can you see on the left hand side? Can you see like a two circles there?
Two.
On the two. Go to your left.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
Okay, click on it. Click the drop down menu first.
Okay.
Okay, combine.
Combine.
Okay, great. That's all. Now you go back, select the image only. Go back to format. Select
This
format.
Okay.
Color.
Color.
And then you select some dark colors. Maybe you want to go down some more. That's not very. That's quite good actually. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, great. There you go.
All right. Okay, try. Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay, let me share back my screen. Now, what happens here, we are not done with the steps because when I play this, let's say if I'm going to exactly go with the slides here, it is just appearing there, right? We didn't have the animation I had just now. Let me show you how does my final version looks like. This is raw file. This is the actual file. So if my final version, initially when it goes in, it shows me everything, the whole image. But when I click on the slide, that's when it's going to slowly highlight the guy and makes the background becomes blur or becomes gray. But in our image that we have just created under this, when I go to the presentation mode, it is just there. So we want to have that kind of animation here. That animation is quite easy. We got to use the animation.
Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
But Mr. Anand, mine is in opposite. The man is in grayscale and the rest, the outside of the man is in colors. Why is it so?
Because remember when you select just now, right? We have to select the exact sequence. You must select the object to be highlighted first, followed by the shape. I think you selected the other way around. So example here, let me go back to this whole thing again. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, let me adjust this. Now, when you select the this whole thing, right? You cannot select the object, then background. This is not going to work. Then it's going to be the upside down already. So what you have to do here, select the background, then only select the image. Select the object. Maybe you want to Control Z, go back to this thing. Again, Shift, select the background, select the object. Once you have done that, go back to shape format, merge shapes, combine. It sure will work. You will see nothing there. Next, select back the image, picture format, go to color, choose any colors that exactly going to blend in there. If you couldn't figure out, just share your screen so that I can assist you on this. I know this is slightly difficult.
Let me try to share my screen, okay?
Can. Let me stop sharing first.
This is what I have. Then I should press Shift, the picture at the back.
Picture at the back.
Right?
Okay,
Okay, and then the shape. And then go to the
format,
shape format.
merge shape. You have to click the drop down menu. Okay, combine. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
You won't see anything now. Now click back the background image, correct? Go to picture format, select picture format.
Picture format.
Okay.
Color.
Hold on, yeah. Then go to color. Okay, and then select any of the grayscale. Kenapa pula lain ya?
Itu pasal lah.
Hmm.
See, this is what I'm talking about. In opposite.
Okay.
Is it because of color tone or color saturation? No.
No. It has to work. It has to work. I'm figuring out why it didn't work. It's supposed to work. We select the shape. We select the object. Correct. The steps are all correct. Anyone has the same issue?
No.
No. Basically, what is happening here is it is working the other way around. Perps, we want to try out again one more round. Control Z again to the front page again. Let me see if Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Perps, you want to delete the shape and we put a new shape. Have you copied? Do you have two images there? The background, do you have two? Can you move it a bit and show? Okay,
Yes, I have two images.
Okay, place it on the top. Exactly on the top. Ini susah sikit lah. Sometimes kan.
I get the red lines, isn't it?
Yes, correct. Okay, now insert. Okay, let's make it exactly on the red line. Okay, then go insert shapes. Draw a circle or anything on his. Okay, fine, done. Okay, then select the background first and then select the object. Okay, then go to shape format. Shape format tu sebelah hat. Yep. Okay, merge shapes.
Shape, combine, right?
Yep, combine. Okay, now let's go back to the picture format. If it didn't work, then I have to figure out why later.
Yeah.
Now it's working. So something went wrong just now. I don't know what went wrong. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now, so let's continue. I think we are okay up to there. Everyone has been on the same stage, I guess. Okay, exit full screen, and maybe I'm gonna share my screen. Just give me a minute. Kenapa tak boleh share? Okay. Okay, share screen 2. Sorry if sometimes you see me not looking at the camera because I'm also looking at another slides when I'm helping you guys and so on. So now, once you're done, the problem here, we don't have the effect that you saw just now, right? That effect where the color suddenly change from colorful and then become gray. That's not so difficult. All you have to do here is, if you go to the next step here, you select the background image, animation, and then fade. So you go back to the same slide here, select the background, just select, and then select animation, choose fade. Okay, there you go. You already have the effect, but the effect was very fast, right? So we want it to be slightly longer lah. So maybe I want to increase this to 2 seconds maybe. Okay, 2 seconds or maybe 1.75. 2 seconds will be good, or maybe 1.75. So once you have increased that, let me done that. Let's play this, see what happens. When I click, there you go. You will have the whole effect here as you click on the slide. Okay, so let me go through back the last step. So what I did was, okay, I cannot go to that step straight away. So what I did was, I click on the image, I select animation, and then I select fade. Okay, I already have the effect now. If I go to slideshow, I can see the effect, and I click, but it happens so fast. So I want it to be smooth, very slow, and so on. So I'm going to increase the duration. Make sure this one is set to on click here. So once you've done, Now when I click, I will see as though that part is highlighted, but in a very slow motion kind of an effect. Okay, so that's about fun with the shape, another new way of you using a shape to highlight a certain parts of the slides. And do let me know if you are, maybe perhaps you want to delete everything and then redo back again and so on. I can give you like 5 minutes to play around and let me know if you need any questions before we move to the next activity.
Sorry, I have one question.
Yes, sure.
I think the steps is maybe quite clear for the image. My point, if we have content, to do this, it has to be image or shape only, or it can be also done for content, maybe text. I have maybe text box in the same slide.
Okay, but as long as the text is inside a box, you can make that as one of your shape ready here.
Okay.
So that means yes, inside the box.
So the first will be like maybe following the same steps. We have to duplicate the slides and do the same. Okay.
Yes. So that means, let's say you have a wording there, right? So what happens? You duplicate that whole box there with the wording, and then put it on top, and then you create another shape on top of it, and it should work.
Okay. Thank you so much.
As long as it's a shape behind, then it should work.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Hi, Mr. Anand.
Yes.
Actually, I tried to do what you just said just now. Because it's a text box. So when we wanna, after we merge, and then we wanna select the background, right? But now it's not a picture; it's a shape format. So how to?
Oh, okay. That means what happens here, right? Okay. I understand. Yeah, it might be that problem there. Okay, example, I have this.
Oh, so probably I could just change the feel of that text box.
Yes, correct. More work for you actually. But what happens here, once you have done this, let me see what you can do. Once you have typed it out, can you save as a picture? Make it as a picture.
Oh.
Save as a picture. And then what happens here is going to be somewhere in your desktop. Let's say it's a save as a picture one. Then I'm going to delete this. I'm going to insert the picture from my desktop that I have just now. Picture one, right? Desktop, picture one. You will have extra one more step. There you go. So that becomes my background image now. Whatever the type information you are changing to a picture.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Then you can do it as per normal.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot that it's a two different thing, image and picture, so it wouldn't work just now because you can't change the color. That's the issue. Okay. Let's go to the next step. One more activity before we go for a 10 minutes break. So the next thing that we're going to look at, this is a very short one. How do we able to embed videos into the PowerPoint directly? So this is quite easy, actually, nothing much. You can either embed a video from your own device or also from online. But usually I use videos from YouTube and then I play it here. Quite a number of you would have used this method. Of course, to use that, you need to get a link of a video from YouTube. Let's say I've already copied some link, which I'm not showing here. Right? So then what you do here, go to Insert, select Insert, and under the Insert here, go to Video. If you select Insert, select Video. Under the video, there you go. You can either use from the device, from stock videos, or online videos. So now I'm going to go with the online videos for today's training here. So again, Insert, Videos, Online Videos. Make sure you have copy-paste your URL from the YouTube. In my case, I already have some URL. It can be from YouTube. It can be from SlideShare. It can be from Vimeo. It can be from Stream. And it can be also Flipgrid. That means if you guys are using Office 365, you will have a stream, right? Then you can just upload the videos to a stream and then share it here rather than having in your PC. Okay, so then Control V, I'm using a YouTube video, but remember you can also use a stream. Yeah. So once you've done that, just select Insert. So when you select Insert, what's going to happen? Ta-da, there you go. The video will have been inserted. Reposition the video. Make it bigger if you want to the size that you want. Okay, perhaps somewhere here, and done. If I go to the presentation mode, slideshow mode, the video will be here, and then I can play the video from here.
To understand how we can most effectively use
Okay, that's all on this part here. This is a very short one. I thought of including because I'm pretty sure many of us are using this step, but just in case if you are not aware about it, because embedding videos is one of the common things that we can do here. So let me go through this step again. Very easy. Go to Insert, then Video, Insert Video, Insert from Online Video, and then we're gonna Control C, Control V from YouTube, and then Insert. Once you have insert, reposition, change the size, and you are done.
I would like to ask, does it mean we have to have the internet connection? Is there any method to embed the video from YouTube, but then we can play it during our presentation without having any internet connection?
For this kind of question way, right, the only thing is we can't, because remember when you're embedding with the YouTube, that means what happens, you are playing the video from the YouTube itself, right? So in this case, it's not going to work because your internet is not working. So the best way here is to download the video from YouTube initially before the lesson itself. Place it in your thumb drive or in your own laptop. I don't know which one you use for your presentation in your class. And then during class, what happens here, you play from your video from your device itself. That means download first from YouTube. And then when you insert, right, we don't insert the video using online videos, but this device. In my case, I don't think so. I have any videos to upload here. Perhaps I might have some. No, I don't have anything here. Is it anything here? No. Okay, so basically that's how it works. So you can exactly upload through the device rather than using YouTube. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you.
Miss Irwani, step 7. Yes, done, Miss Irwani. Let me go through back again. Step 7 is quite easy, Miss Irwani. Once you have done this, right, we want to have that kind of an animation, right? So that's going to be quite easy. Select the image at the back and then go to animation and then select fade. That's all. Select the image, animation, fade, and then change the duration a bit so that it looks more nicer lah. It takes a bit time. So, on click duration, maybe I'm going to put as 2 seconds here. So animation, fade, select the image loop, animation, fade, duration 2 seconds here, and voila, there you go. When I press, it's exactly gonna zoom in that part.
Background means the
The gray color.
which background, the fade one or the colorful background?
Fade, you know, just click on the image here.
Yang the first layer tu kan?
Layer atas.
Layer atas tu, okay.
Okay, great. We have done up to embedding videos. We are on time. I think looking at my itinerary, I think we are only late by 2 minutes. So we are on time. We are going on time now. So we have one more activity, but let's go for a 10 minutes break. And once you guys back, then we go to the last one. Then I'll brief you on the last activity for the day. Which I'm gonna give you like 15-20 minutes, and then after that there's going to be some of you sharing your presentation on the slides. Okay, now so let's go for a 10 minutes break. It's 11:02 now, so let's meet up back again sharp at 11:12. If everyone is okay with that? Boleh ya? Okay, see you guys in a while. Okay, welcome back everyone. So a quick go through of what we have covered up to now. Let me go to my main slide here. So these are the things that we have covered up to now, which is we have done about align and distribute tool. We have done about forward and backward tool. We have done with fun with shapes. We have done about embedding videos. The next one is we're going to look on a slide transition. So I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do a slide transition, the normal slide transition. If you need to know, I can also go through that. But what we're going to look here today, and what we're going to pay more attention here is to create a slide transition which is not a linear transition, but indeed in a way that you have a choice which direction does your presentation is leading to. So example, I can go to align distribute tool, and then after I finish up with align, I go back to the main page. This is exactly like for students, right? Now they can see the whole bird eye view. Okay, this is the things that you have in this chapter. Okay, we have covered this. Now we're going to cover another subtopic. So and so on. So it's going to be easier for students to understand the story of your narration of your presentation rather than the normal way of arranging the slides here. So that's how this function is going to make a difference. So let's dive in to learn how we can make a search function to be working for us. Okay, now let me go back to my raw file. Okay, wondering why just now. Okay, now so first of all, what happens here, we want to create some sections. So what I mean by sections here, this one is wrong, sorry for this. Here, sorry for that. Now what I'm going to do here, this activity one is where I'm going to place all the different tag for them to access different slides. But as first thing to do here, I want to create sections. What do I mean by sections here? The subtopics here. Example, slide 2 and 3 is same subtopic, right? I'm talking about the aligning. Slide 4 and 5 is another section, which is talking about the forward and backward tool. Slide 6 and 7 is another section. Slide 8 by itself is one section. Slide 9 by itself is another section. Correct? So I want to create some sections here for each and every part here. So for that, what I'm going to do here, now I know slide 2 and 3 will be in one section, right? So just click between, right click between the slide 1 and 2. Okay, right click between slide 1 and 2. There's a space here, right? I'll look for the space between them. Right click between slide 2 and 3, sorry, right click between slide 1 and 2, because we want to have the section happening exactly at the slide 2 there. And then select add section. And you may want to label the section here. I'm going to call it this align and distribute tool. This section will be also helpful to guide students when they have a lot of subtopic, right? And it's going to be a bit difficult for students. So this subsection is going to be exactly helping, because they can always minimize this subsection here. Okay, so align and distribute tool, that's one section. Now I'm going to create another section at here. I know slide number 4 and 5 is one section. So between slide 3 and 4, I'm going to right click again, add section, and I'm going to call this as forward and backward tool. There you go. That's one more section created there. Now I can always minimize, like align distribute tool is one section, and then forward backward tool another one more section. Let's say you have many slides, like usually we will have many slides because we are looking at the whole chapter in one whole slides, right? So now you can break them to sections. It's going to be quite easy also then. Now the next thing here is slide 6 onwards, a different section. So between 5 and 6, add section again. And then I'm going to name it as fun with shapes. screening. Okay. Next one here is embedding videos. Add section. And then I'm going to name this as embedding videos. And the last one is slide transition. That's only one slide there, but I'm still going to add a section here, slide transition. And last one is activity 2. Now, so imagine, yeah, now if you have a lot of slides, let's say you have like a 70, 80 slides because you're covering the whole chapter in one PowerPoint presentation. So it's going to be easier for you because you can always minimize certain sections and then collapse and then open back again, and then you may want to collapse another section. You can always do that. This is going to be easier even for you when you have many slides. It's easier for you to manage your slides when you have sections being created. And I see many lecturers doesn't know about these functions of creating sections in a PowerPoint. So this is going to be easier for us to manage. Let's say even you don't use the transition thing, but without that, this function is so useful when you have like 100 slides and so on. So you have many things covered. Let's say the whole chapters are in one slide and you have many slides to go through, so you can exactly break them by section. Okay, so do create the sections first. For me, I've already created all the sections. So we have align, distribute tool. The default section, I leave it as it is here. And then you have forward, backward tool, fun with shapes, and then embedded videos, slide transition, and then activity 2. So I have total 10 different sections that I've created here. Sorry, not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections. If everyone have created the sections, let's move to the next step on how to create that transition effect that you had just now. Anyone has issues on creating the sections? Navigation panel like in Word. Suzanne, can you explain further what you mean by navigation panel here?
Somehow, navigation panel in words, we have section and then sub sections.
Oh, okay. I
but
don't think so. We have the sub sections. No, I don't think so. Perhaps there is. I've not exactly explored. I think there should be, but I've never explored. Perhaps after the training, if I find out, I'll just email Dr. Veera on the steps, then I can pass it to you on this.
Thank you. Like academics, they have these big chapters, and then under the chapters we have section, and then we have subsections. So if that can be so in that manners,
I have a feeling it should have looking at the way they have progress and so on, but again, I need to go through that. I've not exactly explored, but I'll let you know if there is one. Okay. Now, so once you have created the sections, now we go to the part that we want to create that icons there so that you can easily access. You feel that's so difficult? No, it's not so difficult. It's just a function which everyone have ignored all the while. It is just under insert, select insert, go to zoom. Okay, this zoom is not the Zoom call. This zoom is not the Zoom thing that we're using now. This is a zoom from PowerPoint. It's a slide zoom actually. So when you click on the zoom, there are many different zooms here. Due to the time, I'm not able to cover everything. Okay, due to the time, the 3 hours given, I'm not able to cover everything, but it's quite good for you to know each and every different types of zoom here. But I'm going to the section zoom for today. So I'm going to select the section zoom. So insert, let me go through again, insert, zoom, section zoom, but make sure you have created the section. And then what you do here, you select all the section that you've created. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4, Section 5, Section 6. For now, I'm not including my Section 7 yet. I will include that later because that's going to be your activity 2. So I'm just going to select section 1 until section 6, sorry, not C. Section 1 until section 6, and then I select insert. Let me show you again. Once you have created all the sections, go back to your slide 1, which is the default section, and then go to insert, zoom, select section zoom, and then select all the sections that you have created. I'm ignoring the section 7 as of now because that's going to be our activity after this. So once you've selected all the 6 sections, select insert. Okay, now what's going to happen? You're going to have all the slides front page there created here. So you just susun balik lah one by one. You just have to susun slide 1 and 2 maybe here, and then 3 here. Just put it in a way that you want it to be. Okay, and here previously I arranged it different way. Now I'm arranging it different way. Actually, I don't need this. I don't want this. I just want this 5 things here. So I just need slide transition, align distribute tool. So maybe I'm going to place this here. Okay, and so on. So this one maybe in the middle. Okay, and this one here. Okay, take note, yeah, this title that you have, or you can even enlarge the size if you want to. If you want to make it bigger, you can always do that. Let me make it bigger a bit. Okay. I want it to be same size, so I'm going to place it here first to get the same size. You can also use the align method to do it. But sometimes with align method, you have up and down, right? It doesn't work. If it's in one row, then it's going to work. Okay, so there you go. I have everything aligned, everything placed. I'm going to make this slightly far away and this one slightly here. Okay, there you go. Now, take note, all this slide, all this thing here, right? It changes as you change the other slide. Example, if I go to the align and distribute tool, I'm going to change this name, right? Let's say I put tools here. Let's say I'm going to add an S here. So the moment I add an S here, and if I go back to the front page, here also will be added. So it's going to reflect back whatever you are changing on the titles of this slide. Say, let's say if I put forward and backward tools, I put S here. You just need to change here. Everything will be also changing on this part here. Now, if I go to the slideshow view, let's see what happens when I go to slideshow view. Let's see whether it happens or not. I click on slide transition, it goes in, and then it comes out. If I go to align distribute tool, I have some slides under the line distribute tool, right? So you're going to open the slides under the line, the same section, and then it comes out. Find with shapes. I go detail about the presentation under the same section. Once I'm done, it comes out back again. So that's how you use your sections here. Try it out. See whether it works for everyone or not. If it doesn't work, let me know. Then I'll go through again any other steps that it might be useful for you.
Mr. Anand, I think I need you to repeat again. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Have you done up to aligning sections?
I already create sections.
Okay, great. Then we delete all this, delete. Now we go back to the empty slides where we want to place all the other slides there. Under there, go to insert, select zoom, then select section zoom. Insert zoom, section zoom. Insert zoom, section zoom. Then select the sections that you want to include. I don't want the default section. I want section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5, and 6 only. I'm leaving the default section. I'm also leaving the activity 2 there. So I'm only selecting section 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lepas tu, select insert. Okay, up to here. Okay, now, so if that's okay, then what happens here? Try to reorganize all this. This is all like how you organized previously, right? We already learned how to organize, either using the tools, the lining tools, or by manual. You align them. You can make it bigger. If you feel, I feel the writings are quite small, so I want to make it slightly bigger here. So I increase the size of each and every slides here. I make this bigger, a bit more. Place it here. This one here. Okay, another one here. Oh, touch tempat. So it's about lining back again to what you want to. Okay, it's too big. So I got to make it a bit more smaller. Touch tempat dah. Okay, dah kot. Okay, great. It's all there already. Now, this one goes here, this one goes here. Okay, perfect. So I have everything aligned. It's supposed to work. If it doesn't work right, anyone done but it's not working as supposed to be. That means, right, you might have this issue. Kadang-kadang kan, you will go, let's say you click on, you go to the presentation mode, slide mode, you click on this. After the align and distribute tool, it doesn't go back to the front page. It goes to the next one. Okay, you might have that problem. Some of you might have the problem, but by default, you shouldn't have that issue. If I go to slide transition, it's only about slide transition. If I go to the fun with shapes, it's only going to about all the information about fun with shapes. After done with fun of shape, then only going to go back to the front page. If it doesn't work, you got to check out something. What you have to check out here, select one by one, go to the zoom, and make sure this thing is ticked. Return to zoom is ticked, and zoom transition is ticked. These two are ticked. Make sure for each object, these two are ticked. So align distribute tool, make sure return zoom dengan zoom transition ticked. Slide transition, return zoom, zoom transition ticked. Forward backward tools, return zoom, zoom transition ticked. Embedding video pun ticked. By default, it should have been ticked for you. But kalau tak ada, kalau it's not working, then you go check each and every object. Very easy. Just go to click one of the object, select zoom, and then make sure these two are ticked. That's all. Any questions that you all have? So if you look on my main slide tadi kan, dia slightly lain sebab kenapa the shape lah ya, it looks like a more 3D shape, right? So you might be wondering, how did I make it a 3D? It's not so difficult. Just select any of the shape. Under the zoom, you have all these things here. Just select and play around, see which one suits you. Okay, there's a 3D this way, 3D. This is what I used just now. You can even use this if you want a 3D that is exactly facing yourself. And other 3Ds, just play around and see which one suits your need here. Previously, I used this. So I go to each and every object, select the same type of arrangement. This is what I did previously. So that's how it looks as such. So that's about, under zoom, you have all this to play around. The zoom background, if you want to change the background and so on. There's quite a number of things you can play around here. But yang penting, make sure these two yang dah tick dah, return to zoom and zoom transition, you already ticked. And then if you want to change the style, you can always change the style. I can also choose this and change it to a different style and so on. So it's all back to you how you're going to place it. Oops, everything I'm going to use a different way. I can also do that. But then too many shapes also makes it more confusing lah. So try to keep your slides simple, same kind of strategy, same kind of animation that you're using, so that it's easier for students to understand. This one I feel too crowded. I still feel this is way organized, simple and easy to see. Okay, it's again back to you how you're going to organize it. Okay, that's about having that zoom effect, which is very easy actually. The moment you create section tu kan, tak susah, senang je. You go there, you just click zoom, you will have all that insert done. So easy actually. Any questions anyone has up to now?
Mr. Anand, I think my problem is the old version, but I can understand.
Mr. if you're using 2016, can should have though. I don't think so. You're going to use anything older version. This one is available from 2016 version onwards.
Okay, maybe somewhere there lah.
Yes, it should have. I'm pretty sure you'll have. I don't think so. You'll be using anything further than 2016 lah. But try and see. Hopefully.
Alright, thank you.
Dr. Romzi, actually for IIUM staff, we can get the full version of Microsoft 365.
Okay.
So using our live account. So from there,
I do understand.
You can download.
Later because basically because I have my personal, so I'm not an IT, so I'm worried it's crack or some it's rosak ke, because I use my old version.
Oh, okay.
Because I have my office, personal office, and later I will get back. Don't worry. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Mr. LM, for the slide zoom, right? Let me go through the slide zoom very quickly, but I'm not gonna. Slide zoom is basically if you just want to have one slide. Let's say you don't divide them to a section, then we use a slide zoom. Summary zoom is basically you're gonna have like what happens here. Them to create like a summary zoom while you're presenting. Select any sections to move from one end to another end. It's slightly difficult for me to explain this if I don't show it to you, but I don't want to go through on the zoom part. I mean the summary zoom, but section zoom and slide zoom is the same thing. The only different section, you have a few sections. Slide, you're just gonna zoom into one slide only. So that's the difference between section and slide. You may want to just explore about summary, but section zoom is quite good enough already. If you just have one by one slide, then you can go for a slide zoom. Now, if everyone is okay with the whole thing, let me summarize back what we have covered for the past 2 hours. Actually, we have taken 2 hours to cover everything that we need. So very quickly, we have covered. Okay, now, so what we have here is we have learned about aligning, how to make sure they are in a one align. We have learned about forward backward tool, how to bring them front back, how to match the color concepts with the theme, how to play with the shapes, how to embed videos, and the last one, the zoom transition, and so on here. Now, as for the next an hour time, so we have another 1 more hour to go. What we're going to do here is we're going to exactly put in everything together, whatever you have learned. So that is your activity number 2 for today. So to the slide that I've given you, the raw file again, go back to the raw file. I have created this one extra additional PowerPoint slide here, which is just empty with a lot of words. But our final activity here is come up with your own slides that exactly gonna explain or brief us. We try not to use dot points, but maybe like a rectangle, and then you have a key points there. How you can make your PowerPoint presentation more attractive. What are the things you want to take note when you want to make your PowerPoint presentation more attractive to engage the students? What are the things that either you have learned from my class today, from my training today, or something that you have read through, or some experience that you have got, not exactly depending on my training here. Anything that you have learned, put it in the slides. Don't go for more than 2 slides. Try to maintain within 2 slides. And then within that slide that you're creating, right, of course, besides the information that you're going to put in, try to use all the tools that we have learned today about rectangle tool, forward backward tool, shape tool. Remember, how do you zoom in? You may want to have some information that you want to zoom in into one picture. You may want to do that. Okay, but don't go more than 2 slides. Just make it either 1 or maximum of 2. And finally, create a zoom effect to the front part here. That means you have another 1 more section to zoom into your own activity 2 here. Okay, so That will be our final activity. Perhaps I'm going to give everyone 30 minutes to play around. I'll be here to assist you if you need any favor. So it's 11:37 now. Perhaps by 12:05 we can meet back again. We can share our own experience of the slides and see how we can exactly able to use that in our PowerPoint later, in real life later. Okay, so let me leave you guys for 30 minutes to play around. Yes, all techniques in 1 to 2 slides. Perhaps you don't need to include everything. Somehow you'll be using, when you insert your image, you need to place them front and back, right? So somehow that is already covered. So within like this one, right, we can have already front and back. You already have the colors. You may want to zoom in to an image part, certain part of the image, so that you can have everything in one slide. If you cannot do everything, it's okay. Perhaps you want to use 1 or 2 functions like forward backward tool and the fun with shapes tool. Maybe you don't want to put videos. Let's avoid videos, or it's going to be a lot of information. So try to use all these functions. If not all, as much as you can ignore 1 or 2 and then put it in one final slide, or you can go maximum of 2 slides. Okay. You can always delete all this information. Yeah, so just delete. You can exactly change the whole slide, make it whatever color you want, whatever background you want. I leave it to you. It's 11:40 now, so I'm going to leave it to you guys until 12:10, and I'll see you all at 12:10. Meanwhile, if you have any question to ask me, I'll be still here to help you.
Mr. Anand.
Yes, Mr. Romzi.
Just if you have time, let's say for slide number 5. Slide number 5, for instance, can you just show us how the, let's say, to focus on accountability, it's like when the highlights the picture.
Okay, you want to just highlight this, is it?
I mean,
what
like the what you call the
wording here, kan?
shape one, something like that. And
okay,
then
you want to highlight just the wording here, kan? So
maybe after that, maybe from that we will highlight which.
Okay.
If it's not take time. If you
no problem. I'll show you while you guys are editing and so on. You can exactly.
Thank you very much.
I select the shape at the back. I select the wording accountability. Okay. Lepas select dua-dua ni, I'm gonna save it as a picture. I'm gonna save it as a picture here. Okay. So save as a picture, and then maybe I'm gonna put it in my desktop as picture 2. Save. Okay, once I'm done, I'm going to erase this accountability dengan dia punya wording dia. I dah erase. Now, I go back to the insert picture from the device and bring back that picture 2 here. Okay, bila dah masuk kat sini, you place it back wherever you want to place it. Okay, because the background must be a picture, right? And then you send it to the back. Okay, and here you send it to the back again. Okay, now this becomes an image already. This is an image, this is not a thing. So what happens here? We create another shape on the top. Macam tadi lah. The next step is going to be the same. Accountability. Okay, so now what happens? Shift, select the shape at the back. Select the image at the back. Now the accountability is already image here. Select this one. Select the shape in front. Lepas tu macam tadi, you go back to shape format. Merge shapes. Oh, before that, sorry, you need to create a 2 image, right? I forgot. Okay, sorry on that. I'm going to delete this first. Oops. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, so this one is an image. So we need the 2 duplicate image there. For that, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to exactly place it here first, and then I'm going to Control C, Control V. So I have another image on the top here. Once you have done here, yang ini I nak bawa pergi belakang juga, send to back, so dia tak depan sana. Okay, so I have 2 images. Make sure they are exactly on top of each other. So if you look, I already have 2 images here, 1 and 2. So letak on the top, exactly on the top, it matches. So once you have done, then go insert a shape. It's all going to be the same after that. So once you have inserted a shape there, But what's going to happen now, right? It might only highlight that part. Oh, you want to highlight everything together, right? Yang ini akan just highlight that part. Let me show you what I'm doing here. So then we go back to here, select the background image, shift background image, then this one. Once I've selected this two here, then I'm going to go back to shape format, merge shapes, combine. Okay, and then animation, fade. Hold on, something is wrong. I've selected the wrong image, I think. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Because of this, another image is a bit difficult. Maybe perhaps I want to delete that first before I place. So I have two here. Okay, this one goes here, this one go on the top. Okay. Make sure it's exactly on the top there. So once you have done, next what happens here, insert shape. Then select the background and select this. Then go to shape format, merge shapes, combine. Lepas combine, go to animation, fade. Okay, once done, now it's working already. Now go back and select the image here, picture format, make it color, and the background to be brown. But what happens now is only zooming certain part of the screen lah. Dia tak cantik sangat lah. So when I play for the animation kan, it's going to be something like this only. So it wouldn't be so nice when you look at it because you're just zooming in one part of it. Dia tak cantik sangat lah. Another way to do this, right? Okay, this is something that I just thought. What's going to happen here? I'm going to select everything in the slide, every object in that slide, Control All, okay, and then make this as a picture, save as a picture. This will be the best way. So picture 3, save. Then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to open a new slide, and I'm going to paste it there, the whole thing, the image that I had just now. So I'm going to Control V, insert, go to picture, this device, and go and select the whole thing, insert. Okay, now I have the same thing, but in a form of an image now. This whole thing is image, right? Sekarang ni we want to just highlight the accountability. So now it's going to work already. So go to shape, select a shape. So just select one, or before that, I forgot again, must create a duplicate. So Control C, Control V. Make sure you place it exactly on the top of each other. Okay, now once you're done, then insert a shape. Make it a bit bigger. Oops, I want to cover this whole thing like, okay, now select the image, shift select the image, and then select the object here. Once you're done, go to shape format, merge shapes, combine, and after that, after combining, select picture format, and then go back to color, make it okay. There you go. Okay, so what happens animation wise? Fade to, and let's play and see. So nothing there. So when I click, it's exactly going to zoom in just that part. But it's again how you place the box line. In my case, my box is not so good. It's exactly if it covers that part only, then it'll be good. Then you create back the same slide again for accountability and so on. You can just copy paste again and again and again and do it back.
Thank you, Mr. Anand. Thank you.
Okay. I hope I have answered you. I think this is the best way to do it.
Anand, sorry.
Yeah.
Can you please briefly explain again how to put all the sub sections in on one slide just now, the last part. the last lesson just now.
Okay, macam mana nak create yang ni ke?
Yang every subsection tu kan?
Okay, boleh.
Briefly je, I think I missed a step.
No problem. Just give me a minute. Okay, great. Now, so subsection is quite easy. Let me delete one of the sections here. So let me remove all sections. Okay, I'm going to just remove all the sections. So when I remove all the sections, this one go missing lah because there's nothing there, right? So let's delete. Okay, so to create a sections here, so as I know, slide 2 and 3 is one section, right? So what happens here, I'm going to click right click between slide 1 and 2, right click between slide 1 and 2, and then select add section. Okay, right click between slide 1 and 2 because I know slide 2 onwards is one section already. So add section, and therefore you fill up the next line. Then next one here, my next section is from slide 4. So between slide 3 and 4, right click, select add section, and name the section here, forward backward tool. Okay. Lepas tu, bawah. Okay, fun with shapes from here. So add a section here, just between 6 and 7, because 7 onwards is a new section, add section, fun with shapes.
Yang tu right click kan?
Yes, right click.
Right click. Meaning that we put the cursor between the two sections and then right click.
Right click, correct. Right click. Lepas tu select add section.
Yeah, I ada new slide and add section only.
You ada add section kan?
I ada two options sahaja, new slide and add section. Oh, kalau tak ada, kalau yang apa, kalau bukan ni kan shortcut kan, kalau right click kan shortcut kan.
Okay.
Any other option, any other way of align the section?
You don't have the add section option at all?
Tak ada. If right click ni, only two option I have here, new slide and add section only.
Add section. Click on the add section.
Okay, add section I see. Okay, right.
Add section. Lepas tu name the section.
I see. Okay.
Let's say I name the section video, right? Dark page. There you have new section.
Okay.
Okay.
Rename
Yeah, rename.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, ya, boleh ya.
Then?
So keep doing that for other parts lah. So example, katakan kat sini you nak ada another section, right? So between 1 and 2, click again and then add section again. Right click again. My case, I already put a section.
Okay.
Mr. Anand?
Yes.
How to put the text in the box?
You're breaking actually. You want to repeat again?
How to put the text lah, the writing in the box?
Writing in the box.
Shape.
Let's say you create a shape and then how to put writing in the box, is it?
Yeah, the text, yeah.
Okay, example, let me open a new slide here to show you. Okay, maybe in this slide itself. So create a shape here.
Okay, I got a shape. Yeah.
Okay, once you have a shape here, then you go to insert again and then put a text box.
All right.
Okay, then you draw it on the top here, kat atas ni, tukis je atas ni.
Oh, there's another, okay.
Yes, correct. Then you can type it out.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how I do it. Okay, let me show you back again. Firstly, insert the shape. First, insert the shape, insert text box. And then you type it on the top. Some what they do, they type on the shape itself. But usually I don't use that because you have quite limitation then.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. just give me like a 2 minutes break. If you have any question, I'll go to the washroom and then be back.
Anan, I have one more question.
I think he's
Having a break.
Oh, break ke?
dia gone for toilet sekejap.
Okay, okay.
2 minutes.
Anybody can share how he show to create like some sort of summary of the presentation on the first page, on the first slide. And that part I missed just now. Anybody can recall?
Irwani, you have to go to the slide 1.
Slide 1.
Okay. Then you have to you have to apa tu? Saya go to the slide 1, insert, zoom, then section zoom.
Okay, I think this one is it. Insert, zoom,
Section zoom, yeah.
Lepas tu, just choose the sections that you have created. Activity 1 is no, that's not a section by itself because that's where you want to include the other thing. So just select section 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then insert them. Then you just organize it back again. It's all going to be in a form of an image, so just organize them.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Kak Jarita.
I'll be still here until 12:10 before we start sharing. So any question, just shoot to me. I'll be checking the chat and I'll be also available. I'm just gonna close my video for now. Okay, welcome back. I hope the time given was enough to at least prepare one slide for everyone to share your experience or what you have done so that we can learn from each other. Any volunteers that want to start off sharing their slides or their screen?
Yes, I would like to try.
Okay, thanks, Mrs. Bua. Just share your screen, yeah?
Okay, should I show from the first one here?
Yes, correct. From the first one, when you click, what happens and so on.
So I should slideshow, right?
Yes, correct. Slideshow.
Okay, so if I click here, then it goes to the point.
Okay.
So let's say I click here.
Goes to
So
the-
it goes back to this, and this is the one that I've created just now.
Okay. Great.
That's it, I think.
Okay, so you are
It's just that
highlighting-
I would like to ask, why is it from the beginning, the image here, the galaxy image here start with the color of the oval shape here. Why is it so?
That means initially tak ada ke? Okay, maybe you want to escape first. Go back to the, let's do it together. Maybe this color that you have selected. Okay, go back to there. And then select the image. Go to picture format. And then a color.
Okay.
Try to choose.
Select this one.
Okay, select a different color maybe. Okay, dia memang yellow ya. Okay. Perhaps I think initially what is the initial color? I don't know why there's a yellow there. Do you want to do back again today together with me now? Want to try out?
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Just delete the.
So what should I do?
Delete
this image, right?
Yes, correct. You have to delete the whole image on the top. Okay, put back an image.
Put back image. Wait now. Where did I pick up my image just now? Right. So paste here.
Okay.
So I'm going to make it bigger.
Okay. Lepas tu Control C, Control V.
Control C and then Control V. I have two image already. I'm
Yes.
going to make it overlap.
Okay.
Right. Align.
Okay.
And then insert
Shape.
Oval. So let's say I would like to put it here.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm going to shift this one, and then picture.
Shape format. Shape format. Shape format. I think you're lagging. I don't know whether my side or your side.
Yeah.
Your screen actually have hanged. But I'm not so sure whether it's for me only or what. Miss Agra, can't hear you clearly. Okay, now. Okay, shape format. Combine, yes.
Okay, combine, done.
Picture format.
Picture format.
Color.
Color.
Use a gray tone or any tones.
This one.
Anything can. Yes, correct. There you go. Now it's working.
Okay, let me try this one.
Okay.
All right, and then I should select animation, right?
Animation, fade, increase the time.
Can you hear me, Mr. Anand?
Can you try out the slide now? Animation, fade.
Now I'm going to select animation, fade, and then I'm going to make it longer.
Okay.
Okay, and then that's it, right?
That's it. Go to the
And then I'll
slide.
show slide.
You
Okay, done.
working now?
Okay,
perfect. So I think something went wrong when you're selecting lah. So the selecting must be always the image at the back, then only the front shape that you have. Then only it's gonna work. Thank you so much, Barbara. So anyone else like to share? Can Mr. Arito?
My share.
Okay.
Can you see my slide?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have three slides.
No problem. Something new that you have done.
Okay, I put a section there. All right. So when I open the slideshow,
okay,
I'll go to this one. It's like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this one.
And one, yeah.
Then it's become.
Great. I think it's quite nice, right? When I see your slides, the way you have put it, even though there's not much image, there's no background. It looks very nice when you look overall.
Then like this,
one thing that you can think about here is when selecting the image, right? Perhaps you want to select image with a higher quality. So when you look at it, it's much more clearer and so on. I'm pretty sure if the image is clearer, your slide's going to look more nicer, especially the slide number 1. And I like the color concept that you have used for slide number 1, the topic 1, topic 2, it exactly matches. It looks very nice actually with the black thing that you have given there. Thank you so much. I think this is a very good example. Perhaps the only thing is when you're finding the image for everyone, actually, sometimes it's a bit difficult to find an image. One thing you guys can find image, right? There are going to be some free image that you can find from this site called as unsplash.com. Let me type it out for you. It's called as unsplash.com. Here you can find free images, actually quite a number of free images that you can find, and they are all can be used for free. That means, let's say if you want to also publish it online, you just have to credit the owner of the image, and then you can use it for free.
Oh, we have to credit the owner.
Yes, correct. If you are using it for free for purpose of making money and so on, right? Let's say you're going to put it for online for everyone to view, not only for your student, but let's say using it in a YouTube video and so on. Yes, then you have to just credit them. No charges.
But if we are just using for the classes, is it okay?
I think it should be okay lah, because supposedly you still have to credit them. How do you credit? Very easy. Under the image there, you just put there image. That's all. So it's not so difficult that to exactly to go through that. Let me find the actual link here in case I'm giving you the wrong link. Yes, it is unsplash.com. So usually I'll find my free images from here actually. So there's quite a number of images that you can find. Thank you so much. Because sometimes there's also issue, right? When we just go and grab it from online. Okay, can I use this image? Is it under the common creative, the CC thing? So these are questions that you might be asking, especially when you're putting it, going in online. Since now it's everything online, students can share with others and so on. So one site that you can use here is this freely usable images from Unsplash. Okay, thank you so much for that. And anyone else would like to share their slides? One or two maybe? Yes, sure.
This. This.
Are you sharing the screen already?
We can't really hear you,
okay,
Doctor.
Now I can hear. Now I can see and hear. Okay, can. I can see the slides now. Okay, there's this one. Oh, there's a video there. Okay.
So just showing that there's a video.
It's a video, very nice actually, the way you have embedded the video. It looks like there's a like whole thing with the image there and the video is there. Very nice actually. Next slides.
I think that's it.
Okay, I didn't see there was two right in front there just now. The front slide. The main slide.
Stuff like
I
this.
think the second one is nothing, is it? The learning. Oh, okay, that's just an image. Okay. Okay. Nice actually. I think again the color code and so on, especially the slides you have done with the animals and so on, right? It looks very nice with the elephants there. There's a video. It's how you organize your slides lah. I don't usually use any of the templates that's given by PowerPoint, because when you create your own template, that looks more nicer rather than using the templates that's already available in the PowerPoint. Thank you so much for that sharing. Anyone else? Here at least we can have a variety of ideas when we look at the people. Yes.
Okay, I'm Azlan from engineering. So I'm so lack of like this arts because engine restructured. Okay, so let's share my screen now. I think this one. Can you see my PowerPoint now?
Yes, can.
Okay, so I just use whatever I have. Recently I prepared this. So thank you for your knowledge. So this one would be, so this is something like in colors, and then I want to highlight my department's courses. And then we have study plans. I create sections, and then actually I changed the image here. So
you change the image lah. Okay,
I got this like this, and then the other part also will appear. For example, like study plan created Goku 3, and then it appears to the plan, and then I think that's all. And then I put a video during the briefing session. I totally forgot to embed the video, so now I put video here.
So this is something that you did now, is it?
Yes.
Okay. I like the way you have put an image. When you click the image, it becomes the slides here. Actually, I didn't show anyone that function, but I think somehow you figure out that the image thing. That's quite nice when you click the image and then it opens and it goes back to another slide. Keep exploring. You might find something which is more interesting.
What I didn't apply from your lecture today is that to use the eyedrop, because I don't have like pictures to find the theme color. So probably next time I need to.
Next time, I think now it's going to be a bit hard work for you, because it's already your slides is there, right? So it's again jumbling back again, reorganizing and so on. So when you have a new semesters, and then you can do some changes to the slides that you have. But I think I like the way you have put your slides. So it's quite less numbers and so on. So that's quite important also actually.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Mr. Swazlan, anyone else that would like to share? Maybe two more, since we have another 10 minutes. Okay, yang lain semua shy nak share.
Can I try mine?
Yes, sure.
My video, the internet is not really stable here.
Okay, tak apa, cuba dulu. Let's see whether we can view now.
Okay, let me try. Okay, this is the one that I prepared for this activity.
Okay, hold on.
Can you see my slide now?
Yes, I can see now.
Okay. So I put a video here. So we can play the video.
Salam satu Malaysia, salam satu Malaysia, salam ibu dan bapa, kedua tangan jangan lupa.
So when I click outside of the video, it will emphasize the be creative here.
Creative here. I like the way you have put your video with a frame that looks a bit 3D, and then that makes more nicer. Perhaps I think the way you have used the boxes, the shapes to go on with your point number 1, 2, 3 is quite good actually. Nice. Maybe on the next slides you can exactly start introducing some images. From there you change the color concept of the whole thing, then it will look nice. Thank you so much. I think this is quite nice actually, the way you have created. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the comment.
Anyone else? Okay. I think that's all. Okay. So again, everyone, we have gone through a few different, I would call a simple steps lah. But there's many things still can be done on a PowerPoint. Example, within the slides, how do you animate the whole thing one by one by time and so on. But again, I hope the tools that you have learned today will be useful for you to create your lessons and so on. Try to start using even from now itself so that you don't forget anything that you've learned today, especially on the zooming in and so on. So that zoom function will be very useful. The section creating is very useful. Were you the one who were asking about, can I create subsection just now?
Yes.
Okay, I actually start Googling and try to find out there's no such function actually as a subsection. So the only thing they have in PowerPoint is the maximum of a section only. They don't have a subsection actually.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you very much everyone for your time, your patience. I'm sorry if anywhere my training has exactly gone wrong or you couldn't understand any part of it. I hope you have really learned from the session. I'm looking forward if there's any other session that I'll see you again. Since the session itself is very short, I got to try to compress actually. This whole intermediate can go for one whole day actually. So after that, we have more time for you to come up with your own lesson. Usually what I'll do, you'll go into a group and then you start creating in a group, sharing with a group, then coming back to us, sharing and so on. But I'll try to make it as short as possible. At the same time, I don't want to lose the content that I want to share. So I hope I've shared some very important tools that are going to really help you to engage your students in the classroom. And all the best. And thank you very much. Back to Ms. Vira, Dr. Vira.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Anand. You have given us a lot of knowledge today. My personal favorite would be fun with shapes. I like that very much. It's very new to me. I guess everything is also very new to me. So we thank you to Mr. Anand and also to all the participants who have been very actively participated in this training. Don't forget to fill up the evaluation form later. We will email to you. So I guess we can end our session today with Tasbih Kafarah wa Suratul As.
Sister Wirani, do we have any other session of the introduction part, because this is intermediate?
We will. I think that is also in our plan to have advanced stage.
Advanced
later.
and yeah.
Inshallah next
Inshallah.
year. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Anand.
Adan.
Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Anand.
Can we have a photo session?
Thank you, CPD.
Boleh.
The coordinator forgot to take picture.
Okay.
There is an obligation, right? So that
Turning on your
because of the
okay, let me do it again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Yeah.
See you all. Bye-bye.
Thank
Okay,
you very
bye.
much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Anand.
Thank you.
I
See you.
think the participants have been very actively participated.
Yeah, correct.
Mhm.
Or else it's going to be a bit boring, right? So actually the participants are very good actually. I hope I have fulfilled whatever that you want, because I was thinking when intermediate apa nak include, right? Because I don't want to go very basic. I also don't want to go very advanced. I was trying to keep within that. At one point I was thinking whether the shape was very advanced or not, whether I want to include or not and so on. But I thought, okay lah, never mind, we'll try and see.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question since Mr. Adan here?
Yes,
So one of the app under Office 365 is a Sway.
Yeah.
So macam mana tu the PowerPoint, the both assistance
Sway
tu
ni
how
dia
to
lain sikit daripada PowerPoint lah. Sebab kenapa you boleh drag everything and then you just have to create like one image, and then after that the arrangement is not like PowerPoint. You don't go by slide. It's more like a free and easy kind of thing. So let's say you have something similar like Prezi where you can zoom in into one, or you want to have like a linear presentation. Dia ada banyak sangat format that they have for Sway.
So other than Sway, PowerPoint, and what other apps under Office that can like is a platform for presenting?
Presenting wise, you can use I even use OneNote to present actually. Why? I usually organize my notes in OneNote when I pass it to them. Then it's easier for them to access, for me to monitor what they're doing and so on. So usually whatever I'm doing, right, let's say I do in Sway, I'll import the Sway. This is why when I'm teaching, like now I stopped teaching already since my job scope have changed. But what happens, you can exactly import the Sway to OneNote so that it's like embedded. So that's how you organize your courses and so on.
Okay, another question, quite personal, because I'm teaching engineering mathematics. So I use a lot of OneNote because I need to write, right?
Yeah, okay.
But it's not the way like present using PowerPoint. So from your experience, is there any other like a more efficient way to use a tag for those teaching nature of like you need to write all the equations or so forth?
Okay. For now, you're using OneNote, kan?
Yes, I use OneNote and Teams.
Do you create a OneNote classroom? So correct, not classroom, right?
Yes.
I think that's quite good enough already. But if you want to try something new, you can try Miro.
Miro?
M-I-R-O. Miro.com. Miro.com. Okay. This one, right? They have a free version. Free version will have very limitation lah. But don't worry. You go to Miro.com and look for an educator license. This educator license.
Mr. Anand, you are sending this privately to me.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
It's okay. I take note already. Miro.com.
Yeah, Miro.com ni kan, there is education license for free lah. They give a free license for educator where you can have up to 100 free students, but actually you don't even need to add students. And for me, I feel that's quite useful because you can even write and then you can organize by week 1, week 2, week 3, and so on. Let me see if I can quickly show you.
Are you free? Is it okay?
It's
okay.
Let me show you, but just have to log in with my Sunway account.
So I have a lot of OneNote notes now.
Okay.
So, but I'm trying to like compile everything, so that because every semester I'm going to teach the same content. Later on, probably change the subject, but somehow I have that content. So if I can reuse and then put in other form.
Yeah, I understand what you looking at. Let me show you. This one is on Miro. Tapi I tak ada yang I guna for classrooms and so on. So I'll just share what I have here. Hold on, it's loading here. Okay, this one is basically nothing much lah. I need to show you something that you can really use, but basically you can create sections and so on lah. But this one is what we use for our trainings, basic trainings and so on.
Okay, I will explore on my own.
I try to explore that.
Yeah.
Let me also show you if I have my OneNote here, my old notes. I can also show you how I organize my OneNote, but I don't know whether I have it here or not, that particular class session. Kalau tak ada, what happens, you can always email me. We can just have like a 5-10 minutes session any of these days, right? When I go and check back again the notes, and then I can bring it over here and then show it to you. I don't have it here. No. Sebab dia under different account. It's not there. First, we keep in touch in an email. Then I will just meet you to show you about this OneNote thing, because
actually I'm a heavy user of OneNote.
Okay.
For quite some time.
Okay, I can show you. We can share our experience actually, how I use it. I can share with you. Here I don't have that part that I need to show you. It's in another,
Okay.
because here we have two different accounts. One is my account, one is another account. So this is my own account. I'll show you another day lah. Just email me then.
Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Swazan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr.
Okay,
Anand.
thank you, Ms. Man.
Hopefully to see you again.
Yes. Bye.
Okay.